Despite all sorts of obstacles, like a National Trust employee, our hero pushed on towards Prestatyn. Meanwhile, the schooner moved on rapidly and entered the harbour while Smog rolled in his cell. "The master is coming here! Yippee!" Mr. Fruit sits down and waits for the prison guard, with whom he throttles, waiting for the last rattling breath. I've tried to understand why Teaferatu wanted to drain the English folk of their eccentricities, and discover the tea pie must avoid drinking tea in the day. The tea pie runs away from the port in Prestatyn with a forklift to carry his massive crates at the same time. Butter arrives shore and into the arms of his beloved Purity. At the same time, the jawed bestial creation moves through the ground with wickedly big load. "Butter, I'm so glad that you are safe. It's so lonely watching Tritty come dancing by myself." Captain Pisser and his group of dumb men climb onto the Betis dog's two big masts and discover Captain's body and a large cup of tea beside his body. And then they take the book from his pocket.
"Schooner's log. Past the Isle of Wight, carrying 5 passengers, mate, crew of 7, and myself, the captain. Evil smell on board like fruit tea. Have told Miles, Mugger, the cleaner."
At the same time, Dr. Von Cheese and his students sit in wonder in the town hall. At the town hall, an official soon arrives with the logbook.
"Rounded the Cape of Ducks. 6th of Jan 2014. One of my men is sick. The crew have passed the time by resorting to knitting. 7th of June 2014. Mate reported eccentric fellow hiding below decks. Not on my stopwatch. 18th of June 2014. Passes the Bristol Channel. Panic on board. 3 men dead. Strange smell. I fear dandelion tea."
"My lord, the plague of lactose intolerance is here. Go back to your gated communities. Stay in your houses. Look how the cat refuses the milk and the cheese."
In order to hold off the deadly grasp of the spread of plague of lactose intolerance in our middle-class communities, the sufferers are to remain sealed in their own homes so that they can contaminate other people with their opinions. Purity had promised her husband never to read a book of ridiculous English legends, but like the Da Vinci Code, she couldn't stop herself any longer. "One can recognise the tea pie by its decimation and particular types of tea. Only a woman, free with will and fast tea collection, breaks his bizarre habits that will prolong his life." Purity works on, cleaning a mouldy, blackened teacup, but can't resist the evil forces that beckon her towards the window. Teaferatu stares at the window in a lusty, terrifying manner, wishing he'd gone to Specsavers and brought a pair of binoculars. Butter sleeps while our heroine walks over the window, whilst the fiend stares on. She opens the window and the teapot puts on a monocle.
"Can I borrow a pair of binoculars?"
Teaferatu starts to move slow towards the corner of the room. In a second, Purity emerges. Purity collapses on the bed whilst Butter awakes. "Call Von Cheese, the TV doctor!" Butter flees and the tea pie slowly begins to climb the stairs whilst whistling. Purity backs into the bed. The shadowy tea pie comes over the bed. Before long, the tea pie gladly feasts upon our English tea collection, putting a large and garish white napkin around his neck. It lurps 200 cups of tea at once and becomes aware that he's drinking some ice form of rappuccino. The high sugar content is starting to kill him and begins to shudder. He does a camp pose and then turning to dusk in the morning light. Hark! Smock's voice can be heard from the street nearby. The master is dead! Purity falls and dies as Butter and the doctor run into the room just in time and cries. Butter breaks down on the bed and comforts his dead wife.
It was sad, but no use. Us English people just need protecting from ourselves.
And at that moment, people could breathe again. They were fairly free and no longer bound by some silliness.
End in it.
In it.
Well done, everyone.